Hey, housewives.
Hey.
We're in a little bit of a different scenario. Hope you can tell.
If you're not watching and you're listening, we're in the sauna.
We're in the sauna. We're in the sauna. The sauna where this all started
4 years ago.
4 years ago. And
We just celebrated 4 years this month.
yes. So we're so thankful and just beyond humbled that the 47 of you still listening, that you listen, that you send us text messages or messages and just say, oh my gosh, I could not stop laughing at this, or this episode was so impactful, because I'll tell you what, those messages
Keep us going.
keep us going.
Yeah.
We are so thankful for those. So, because we don't, as you know, we started this out because we thought it was for us. And then God just continues like, okay, well, we'll maybe take a break, or she's at a point where she needs to take a break and I need it. And then, but I'm like, no, God hasn't put it on our heart to set this down yet. And so it's very encouraging that it's for somebody. And not just going to the internet abyss. So, but we figured that this would be a fun place. And this was totally a last minute decision.
Yeah, because we fly by the seat of our pants. And
Finally, she's got it. She's learned that that's how I do my job.
that's how she rolls.
Yes.
But I also am a planner.
Yes.
And I really needed to fit in a sauna sesh today and my time and schedule. So
Truth comes out.
There was a little
Truth comes out.
That's why I asked. Could we just record in the sauna, kill two birds with one stone?
Yeah.
And I've accomplished.
Yeah.
And I have my win for the day.
Right.
So,
Well, and tell them the exciting new addition.
the sauna. I'm getting my own in my house. I'm so excited.
Tell them all about the sunlight and
Yes.
Amplify too.
Yes, it is amazing. I cannot wait to have my own so that I can do it regularly. We're fortunate enough to have Sunlight in here in Kansas City, the headquarters. And so we got to go to the showroom. And yes, I got to take my husband and make him sit in a million different saunas. It was great. And I'm so excited to finally have one. I've been doing Hot Works yoga for about 18 months now, probably, where I at least try to go once a week. I'm not that good, but I pop in here maybe once a month.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, I would get in your sauna like 3 times a week, and I was feeling really, really good. And if you're a listener and you've been around a while, I have Hashimoto's, and so it's really, really good for my joints and for my thyroid support. And I just haven't been doing it a lot, and I'm so excited to finally have my own.
Yes. But
In 2 weeks.
you also have, your family's going to benefit from this.
Yes.
Because
I
You've
hope.
got four athletes, and
They'll have immune things.
yes, immune things
Skin
and
things.
yes,
Yeah.
and also a husband that has a high pressure job. Like this, when Andrew gets in the sauna, he can I can tell the difference in just his demeanor. Like I feel like it is such a stress relief. There's actually
Relaxation.
Yeah, there is actually a relaxation setting on this, which is insane. And so if
Ours.
yes, on mine, but and there's different saunas for every single space that you might possibly need, and definitely, gosh, go check it out. Click the link. Tell them Unlikely sent you, and they will hook you up, because there's some serious discounts right now. So,
Yes. Very, very good.
definitely, we'll make sure that link's in there for you. But yeah, it's totally worth the investment in you and your health and your family's health.
Well, yeah, because I also joined Glow Tanning. I only did it for like 2 weeks to tan for a wedding, just to get a base tan. And it's actually full spa in there as well. And you can use a spa bed every day. So I did a monthly membership for a couple months, and it's literally a hydrosauna bed, a hot sauna, dry sauna. There's med spa therapy for facial, and it's amazing. So there's options for your budget.
Yes, but if that's what you're doing, think about over a year, over 2 years.
Exactly, because I've been doing it.
Yes, exactly. And you're a member, so add up your membership to Hot Works, add up your membership to Glow Tanning, and then you're like, oh, well, what do you mean I can finance sauna for less than that?
Yep.
It's totally doable. And again, there's based on singles, there's even solos that you don't even have to have the whole box. You can leave your head out. Like, it really is. So don't write it off completely. So, but
It's good for your health.
yes, what you've also had a very exciting, one of the reasons that you're able to do this on is because you had a very fun transition.
Fun.
Which it felt very quick. Can we say, like, it felt quick to me? Maybe it felt forever to you.
It did, because it was basically my entire year.
Yeah. So in
Yeah.
April, you and Chris started the conversation of, what would it look like to move? And what were the deciding factors of, like, because obviously you didn't move far. It's great, guys. She actually now lives. We can get to each other's houses under 5 minutes and without a stoplight. It's amazing.
It is. It is amazing.
Totally amazing.
It was more or less it was on Chris's heart and mind, not mine.
And doesn't that speak to how God doesn't do conference calls?
Yeah.
I'm going to put that in the suggestion box.
I had no interest in that, in moving, and
Because it's what? Only your daughter's 5th grade year, and it's only you have a senior.
Like it was just,
Like, you just have other things going on.
and it's just like, to be honest, it's like having a baby. So when you try to plan to have a baby, guess what? It never works. Trying to plan to move doesn't work. There were a lot of things that went into the conversation. The biggest one was moving to get rid of the pool. Seriously, we loved our pool. We lived there for 9 years. But as the kids got older,
It's been 9 years.
I know, as the kids got older, they weren't using it as much. And we literally had like 4 barbecues this summer. Like we just were, they're traveling, we're traveling. Like it just didn't make any sense to keep it going, to keep having it, as far as like the maintenance and the chemicals and just everything that we were doing.
Because there is a monthly cost to it. I mean,
And if you looked at it long term, it was like, it's just the never ending money
pit.
Money pit. Yeah. And we didn't, 1, kids weren't enjoying it as much anymore. 2, the market was really, really great in April when we started having the conversation. It was still good when we sold in August. And so it was like, well, look at the investment in which we could get out of it. And so at that point, that was just the initial conversation. And I said no.
Funny you.
Yeah. Wives, we like to think that we play a part in that. And I said no. And then the Holy Spirit just kept going, well, maybe there's this opportunity. Maybe there's this opportunity. And when I was shown that we could live closer to a different elementary school for my daughter to go to school, my eyes were like, oh, wait, okay. If I can have 2 hours back in my day, that would be great.
Which would also lead into a different middle school.
Right.
So,
yes.
I mean, there was the future thinking of
yes,
like...
there's future thinking in that.
Yes.
And it would be the same high school, just a different middle school. Like, there was a lot of things we were thinking about. And that was really the, like, thing that pushed me over the edge. I was like, okay, I would consider this, because then she could be happier. And, I mean, we were so happy at our old school. It just that the drive was just killing me.
Yeah.
And her, because it was 2 hours in a car,
Yeah.
for me, but an hour for her. Anyway, yeah, so we moved in October. So, but July was when we all started. We gutted our house completely. We got rid of a lot because we downsized, which is exactly what I wanted. Little did I know that 9 years ago, when we went from a small place in Chicago to a big house where we are now with a pool, that I would be unhappier. I would rather have less than more. And so downsizing, having less of a house and less to take care of and more time to just be, was actually the greatest gift of the move. And it's still kind of crazy because we're finishing the basement. The basement wasn't finished. So we're in that process, which is fun too, because we get to pick everything out and decide, which is why I get to have my sauna where I want it. And the things that we want. However, it's stress, it's work, it's living unsettled. And that's how I've felt this whole year, really, is unsettled. So I'm looking forward to next year, just a little bit more of being settled.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to work, but
Yeah. So that was
my entire year, was moving.
basically. I mean, and Corinne packed in the last 90 days. I mean, between the packing up all the stuff and then doing all the stuff, the selling of the house, and then
Unpacking.
So.
And then getting rid of more stuff, because once you unpack and you're like, I don't really need this stuff. Why'd I pack it and move it?
Right. And that just cost money on the mover's truck. When you're like, yeah, lots of things.
It's not a good decision.
So, but what has helped is that by her moving and realizing how, being able to voice how stressful, how much work it is, that is helping me in my relationship with Andrew because
I think so.
he goes back and forth. One minute he wants to downsize and be able to pay for a house in cash, and so we have no mortgage payment. Like literally that was 2 days ago. He's just like, I found a house. We can pay for, like, sell our house, pay for it in cash. It's only an extra such and such away from the girls' school. And then the next day, he came back and said, okay, so I found this house. It's on,
showed me this
yes,
morning?
it's like, it's on 10 acres. And I was like, And he goes, it's only blank. And I was like, that doesn't sound like downsizing or paying off a house. So, but anyways.
It is interesting because it's that unsettled feeling that, like, he's not, now maybe unsettled isn't the word, content. He's not content.
Well, it's funny because he's used to moving like every 4 or 5 years.
So that's how Chris was. He's used to moving a lot. I lived in the same house
Me too.
my whole life.
Yes. My parents still live in the same house that yes.
My mom lives in the house that she, like, came home to from the hospital.
Oh my
It stayed in the
gosh.
family.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so weird to move. And we had to move a lot in Chicago. So it became part of me, because we just had to. But then when we moved here, I thought I was in my permanent home.
Right. Right. Because that's what you were looking for. You're like, this is going to be where we raise our family.
This is where the grandchildren are going to come back to, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. And then you're like, wow, just kidding. This is not. Yeah. So our heart goes out to those who are in the moving seasons because that is definitely.
Yeah. Or just the unsettled season of, like, what do we do? When do we do it? We have the friend who we have this conversation with all the time. And she's like, they're ready, but there's not the right house on the market. Like, it's a waiting phase. Like, any waiting period of anything is painful.
And too, when you thought you had the house that you guys wanted to move into, and then it was like 4 houses later. But God provided.
God did. And it was all him.
Yeah. Because the neighbors of the first house would have killed all the joy. Yeah. All the joy. Yeah. So that's just God. Like, it's the silly meme that I see, sometimes God answers no is really just saving you. Like, it's his divine protection. Yeah. And that certainly was the case. Because we laughed really hard when we found out about that one. So, but anyways, so we did a lot of traveling this year. So for us, between going to the inauguration, again, I love DC, and I do love that city, and makes me so nervous for what God has in store. But then we went in May as a family, and getting to take the girls to the White House, to the Capitol, to the Supreme Court, to all these places that they have seen in their history books and seen on TV. And, like when we're watching Fox News and they're interviewing a senator and they're like, I'm like, that you've been in that rotunda, like, where that, and that's really cool. Yeah. And so that was a lot of fun in May. And then we had a summer of sports and softball, volleyball. And then in September, we went to a wedding in upstate New York, which I had never been, even though we lived in Maryland for almost 2 years. And I had been to New York City quite a few times during that stay in Maryland. When we were living in Maryland, I'd never been up to upstate New York, and it's beautiful and loved it. And then we took the girls to New York City, and that's checked. Do that once and holiday. Got a picture in front of the Statue of Liberty and in front of Broadway, and we were like, okay.
I got a daughter who says, I want to go to NYU. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. No, New York is an experience I highly suggest. I think this goes back to one of the episodes we did early on this year was the, travel more, spend the money on experiences, not stuff. If you can do those kinds of things for your kids, highly, highly suggest it. Give them gifts of trips and whether it's road trips or whatever. I'm already planning trips for 2026, and it's going to be across the country with 2 dogs, 2 kids, and a husband. So
we're going to talk about that later.
Yeah, that should be a good... I'll come back and she'll have to commit me. Like, let's be honest. I'm going to have to be put in a padded room after that, but it's fine. It'll be a great experience. But also travel by yourself. That's one of the things I tell people.
Yeah.
Like,
I went back to Chicago a couple weeks
you
ago
did.
for the
Yes,
wedding.
you just did.
It was heavenly. It was so, so good.
If
I
you
loved it.
if you enjoy traveling, travel by yourself without your family. It's so enjoyable. So enjoyable.
So good.
It's so good. And it makes you fall in love with traveling more. And then I've actually put a hiatus on all family trips until Andrew takes me on a trip.
Yeah,
So-
we talked about that. I feel like I made you tell him that.
Yes. Because he started to plan a family trip, and I was like, no.
No, we've been on plenty.
No. This next one is him and I. But you also, I mean, you are used to taking a trip in September with Chris and didn't get that this year.
Oh, yeah, because of moving.
Because
Yeah,
of moving.
yeah. No, we haven't done anything this year.
But that, I mean,
That's
I bet
okay. This
that
was
feels
the
like
year
a...
of the... Yeah, this was the year of the move, though. Like,
So-
there's no way we could have put that in.
Yeah.
Next year will be better.
Yes.
Yes, we're going to get a different trip in before our kid goes off to college.
Yes.
It'll
Oh
be
my
fun.
gosh. Yes. She's had college visits already.
College decision already.
College decision.
Yeah.
Somebody committed, which is great. And then, so what, I'm trying to think. What is something, well, you didn't expect moving in 2025.
Yeah, that was not on my bingo card.
No. Mm-mm. What is something that you want to see in 2026?
Oh my gosh, so much. I think the biggest thing of next year is really just feeling, again, do you see how I led with feeling?
Yeah,
You would never
see?
start a sentence like that.
No. Goals do not start with feeling.
But
no.
it is a goal. It's feeling
Right.
something.
But there is not a goal in my life that has anything to do with feeling anything.
Well, it's funny because it's feeling more, what is the word? I don't want to use content. I don't want to use comfortable, confident in letting go that I did my job as a mom as I watched my kid go away. Like, obviously he'll still come home, still part of family, but like you get to this point and you're like, it's so funny. There's so many times more recently that I've texted things and just hit delete because I'm like, I don't have to tell him that. I don't need to tell him that. Like, it's his job and he knows.
Oh, because
Like,
like
it's already like, don't forget to do this or whatever. It's like, no, I don't need to remind him. Like, it's on him.
yeah, because he needs to be at that point where
So I think it's just the whole like being reminded that even in the hard year that we've had, like I'm continually doing my job as a mom. It's been good. It's been hard. But next year I want to be more like just confident in that and being with the kids and just doing fun things.
yeah.
'Cause we are on the like, I don't know. It's just going to go so fast. We're on the last few years here of them being at
Dude,
home.
you say that, and then we still got 6 more years to go with our youngest. Like, we're not, I mean, that is the last half, but let's, you're
You just
speeding
wait.
up, you're speeding up the
'Cause
clock
you
that I'm
have-
not ready for.
Well, good luck, because you already have middle schooler and high school's coming, and it just goes so fast.
I know.
It does, and you can't. And it's so funny because it's the looking back of how fast time goes, and it used to be like a month at a time. Now you look at it as like I look at it as like a year. I'm like, holy cow, that year went like that. Like that's how fast things go. It's just insane.
Question, do you look at things like years as in, well, that was a past school year, or do you look at them still as a calendar year?
Still
Like,
as a calendar year.
Okay. I was just curious if that was a brain switch or not.
Yeah.
So,
No, it is a calendar year because I think that's the whole like December is the like really like looking back and seeing like what we've been through, and then looking at January being like, okay, I love the fresh start. Not that anything has to be done any differently, as we've talked about many times.
right.
It's just the turn of it's like a blank sheet, you know? It's like a new page.
Yeah,
I like it.
that's very true. Very true. Gosh, 2026.
I know.
That's crazy.
It'll officially be 6 years since COVID.
like, but don't you?
Pandemic.
I know. And that to me, like talking to a guest today when he was like, well, and and 5 years ago, I moved back in with my parent. And then he was like, and then, in 2022, married my wife. And I'm like, you've had a whole life since COVID started. Like to me, and I'm like, it's insane. And it's a different world.
Yeah.
A completely different world. Much like after 9/11, it's a different world. There's pre 9/11 and then there's post 9/11 and now there's pre-COVID and post-COVID. And I don't know, but I mean, it's just different. But
I think it's different in more of just like we were talking about with our guest, the college age and then the high school age, they're the ones that are experiencing like this transition and they're the first of like going through it from middle school.
Yeah.
Being in middle school of COVID. And it's that trying to adapt. I mean, he was, not to go back to this, but he was relating to the whole one that says, let me ask my mom. A college kid that says, let me ask my mom. It's a behavior that I guarantee you was created because they were home so much.
Yeah, but then don't you think that part of that is also the season of like helicopter parents?
Oh, wow.
Because I think part of that too is like, we kind of live in an area where I would not be surprised to find out that some of these parents are calling these kids' employers and going, well, I'm sorry, Jimmy just can't come in today. And the employer's like, you're his mother. Why are you calling? Because it's not my kid.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like there's part of that. I don't know. Maybe it is because they were home so much or I don't know. Yeah. There's just lots of moving pieces.
Yeah. It's definitely what we're living in right now.
Wouldn't it be fun to listen back in this in 6 years and be like, we thought it was tough then.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying about our first our first episodes 4 years ago. Like, did they really know what they were going to go through?
Right? Right? Oh, man.
No, I never would have guessed I would be perimenopausal, but there's that.
Hey, that's provided a lot of content for us. I would like you to know
You're
that.
welcome.
I would like you to know that has
Yes.
provided quite a lot of content.
Yeah.
So the housewives, thank you.
Yeah. Well, I bet.
All 47 of us. So, because you've made getting older so fun. She's really sold this getting into the 40s thing so much. So,
yeah, that is, I don't think it's the getting into 40s. It's the getting into menopause. So, your 40s are going to look better than mine.
But why?
Because later.
But will it be? But the symptoms are all still gonna suck, and I'll just be older.
Yeah, you'll go through it. It's just gonna be you'll be older than me.
Yeah. So then that's not gonna. Nothing is better when you're older. I mean, raising kids when you're like older is not. That's not what your body's meant for.
Yeah.
Kids are for the young.
Yes, kids are for the young.
Yeah. Like I think there are people that are my age that are just having families, and I'm like, oh.
That's a lot more common
or,
than you think.
Yes, it is. I mean, being 40 and having a baby, I cannot fathom.
Yeah.
That is literally like what Tori's nightmares are made out of.
Yeah.
So, do you hear that, Andrew? Tori's nightmares. That's what it's made of. Just throwing that out there.
Are you talking about the having a baby or the making a baby?
We still enjoyed
That's good.
the practicing of
Good. I'm glad.
making me. Do you know something funny? Okay, so on my heart lately has been a lot of obviously this year was a huge year for like role models and like influencers and things like that. And Charlie Kirk being assassinated was just unreal. But he was able to talk to people in such a way that they listened. And I think there were a lot of young men. I think there's certainly more young men than ever flocking towards the church, the traditional values, what they're wanting. But it made me think of like, okay, who's the one role model of that? Like, and one of my girls asked me the question like, okay, well, if I'm just going to get married and have kids, why do I need to go to college? And I was like, I don't know how to answer that.
Well, I think that's an individualized.
I do. Because we, Andrew and I are so much more open than like, hey, if you don't want to go to college, don't go to, like let's figure it out. But no, I was thinking about, and so I asked one of my daughters, I said, do I make being a mommy look fun?
I guarantee you they said no.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, I don't know that there's nope, there's moms out there. Probably not listening to us.
You make motherhood look fun.
You're not here because you are at Hobby Lobby buying everything.
I'm sorry, you're listening to the wrong episode. You're listening or show. You need to go to the Likely Housewives because that is.
No, I have been told many times, both my husband and I have been told many times by one specific child that they can't wait to have a much different life than we do. Our life looks boring and miserable.
Boring and miserable. Huh. Wow.
Yeah. I'm like, well,
Well,
that sucks.
Okay, so then I asked the question, I said, well, do mommy and daddy make being married look fun? And there was a slight hesitation with that of like, And it was kind of like a, meh. And then here's the one that really got me. I said, okay, so who do you know that makes married? Like, are there any couples that we know, our family, that makes being married look fun? And they said, my parents. Isn't that funny?
Oh my gosh. Well, they're not together very often.
That's why secret to marriage is living in separate states.
Yes.
So, anyways, but I thought one, that was a huge compliment to my parents.
Yeah.
But I thought that was just too funny. That was the one that they thought.
It's because they're individually still loving the things that they do individually.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that is because then I threw out other couples that we knew, and I mean the response was like.
It's also, if you were to have asked those questions pre-COVID, 5 years ago,
It's true.
100% my kids would have been like, yes, fun. It's because we did things. It's because there was like no fear. We were so active. It was also the age they were at.
I was going to say the age that they were at, probably. We've got the preteens. You've got the teenagers and the preteens. So I think if I had asked this 3 years ago, I think I would have gotten, yes, you like make looking like a mommy fun or whatever. Maybe not on the marriage part, but
Yeah.
I think that. But I don't know. I don't think our fear level. See, you were so active and stuff like that even before COVID and then still after COVID. It's not like you guys have.
Yeah.
That hasn't changed.
We don't do as much, but it's because we have the age of the kids that we do.
I was like, yeah, because
Because we're driving them everywhere.
And sports.
Yes.
But 2 of the 4 now drive.
I mean, no, my daughter was going to actually drive to school this morning.
Aww.
I know, she didn't feel good. So she was like, today's probably not the first day to drive. So, but it's pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy.
We've earned a good sweat while we've been doing this.
Yes.
I'm very sweaty already, which is good.
Yeah.
I don't sweat unless I'm in a sauna.
Yeah.
So,
Which is good.
That's good.
Good to detox your lymphatic system. So also good for cardiovascular health. I'm just going to keep listing sauna benefits for our listeners. Actually, okay, so one thing I accomplished in 2025 that I'm super proud of is the Bible in a year.
Yay! Yes! And so excited for you. I was right on track to do that.
You were.
And then April came.
And then, you fell off. And that one really surprised me. When she fell off, she kept promising she was going to get back on. And then she was just full of lies for the rest of the year. She was going to get back on October 1st when the New Testament started.
I thought that would be a really good idea 9 days before I moved.
Right. In theory. But it was, so that's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. I'm going to do it again in 2026. And again, try to get a couple people in my small group and things like that. But I've really enjoyed it. And you don't have to read it. You can listen. And it makes, honestly, that has taken the whole, and I think I'm going to read more in 2026 because these are passages that I have already gone through. Or I know the sections that I wanted to dive deeper in, and that's where I'll read. I think because you have a better idea of where you're going and what you're doing in it. But it has definitely grown my faith and just my knowledge and, understanding God better in so many different circumstances that I highly recommend, if you haven't done it, to do it. And there's just something about, yes, there's a lot that the reading your Bible and it just being you and the Lord is fantastic. But I guarantee you, having somebody give you 6 minutes of a recap of what you read, even if it's not like a full in-depth thing, there's going to be so much that you didn't know that you're missing. So much of the nuances, or whether it's just the old historical context, that I think the Bible recap really helped. And there's lots of ways to do it. I mean, you can just print off a checklist. You can do one of the study guides at the same time. There's the podcast. There's going through the YouVersion app. And we'll put the link in the show notes if you want to get started with that.
My advice is to just do the YouVersion one and just keep it simple. If you are not used to being in the Word, then listen.
Yeah.
And if you're used to being in the Word, then I do both. So I love to write in my Bible now, thanks to Tori pushing me to write in my Bible. I used to be afraid to mess it up. I don't know where that came from.
It's crazy because I'm pretty sure that was the beginning.
But that was like 8 years ago.
No,
7 years ago.
That was before podcasting.
No, that was when I first saw your Bible. 7 years ago, and it was like so colorful, and
you were like,
and then it took then I went and bought the Bible that I could journal in and cuddle in, and then it took me like 5 years to actually do it.
Okay,
so there was some gap.
She's growing, you guys. She's growing.
Yeah, always growing and changing. But I would say that like just to simplify it, because if you try to do anything and go all out and buy the study guide and do all this and do that, you're gonna be an hour in, and you're like, I can't do this every day. You need to stick with the 10 to 20 minutes of what it requires of you, and you can do the extra that takes longer, but you don't have to.
Right. And then finding I highly suggest, in the beginning, it took me the first month, it took me a while to figure out when listening would be, or when to do it was the best time to do it. And what I found personally is when I was getting ready in the morning, putting an AirPod in and listening to it while I'm doing my hair or doing my makeup, and then listening to the video. And then if I'm behind a day or two, I will find other parts of the day to catch up in. But that has really made it doable and doesn't feel overwhelming. I think the most I got behind was 12 days.
Yeah.
But I even thought because I didn't get behind more so until about summer. But there were days that I would do 2 or 3 because I just had the time in the morning, and I was just I just want to continue to hear the words and hear the message here. And so I would do 2 or 3 days ahead. And that was really helpful too.
I used to do that too when I knew it was going to be a busy weekend or busy week.
Yeah. Weekends, I have a hard time doing it because all the family's home, and then vacations.
Yeah.
Because you're so out of.
Yeah. That's when everybody is sleeping and I get up and do my own.
Mm-hmm. That's when I'm sleeping.
Yes. I wish I could. I can't sleep. I mean, I can sleep. I just can't sleep in.
Oh.
I trained my body to get up early.
That was a mistake.
I get a lot done.
You do. You do. You also have 4 children.
I know.
But that's why. You have 4 children. I said, 2 kids. That's right. So. Okay, so what else? What else?
I don't know. Sweating. Definitely have the brain fogginess that comes from detoxing.
Yeah. It does. It has a little bit of it.
I don't know. I'm ready for next year.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for the graduation part of having a senior, 8th grade and 5th grade graduator, but I am ready for next year.
That's true. You have the graduation, the pre-graduation, and then pre-graduation.
Yeah. I just got the email this week in next month taking my 8th grader for high school enrollment. I was like, that's just nuts. Does not seem right.
No,
I'm seem right.
Yeah, we're leaving the elementary campus, so I will.
Yep, be in middle school.
Middle school and up, and that's real.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but I would love to know from our listeners if they're willing to share. If you're willing to share, what do you guys want more of?